Hello and welcome back to the Financial Times in Singapore. Today for the Business of F1 report, I'm here with Christian Horner, the team principal of the double world champion Red Bull racing team. I'd like to start by asking you, we're here in Singapore today, which is as a night race and a city centre race. It's fairly unique. Is this a race you look forward to?
It's one of the highlights of the calendar. It's a great spectacle. It's challenging, it's demanding. It's very tough on the drivers and the cars. An awful lot of corners here, a bumpy circuit, very physical circuit. So it's definitely one of the highlights on the calendar.
And from a business perspective, does Red Bull make a particular push in terms of corporate deals and sponsorships in Singapore?
It's a busy race for us, off track as well as on track, and we have an awful lot of corporate partners that attend this race. Singapore is a draw in itself. It's a very relevant market here, and we have one-off partnerships as well for the race. For example, 7-Eleven that partner us this weekend in Singapore. Talk
continues over the Concorde Agreement, which is what divides up the sports revenues. What can you tell us about how discussions are going?
Well, I think most of the teams have now committed to that agreement. It's a long-term agreement. It binds the teams, the commercial rights holder and the FIA together. It's an important agreement for the sport, I think it puts the sport in good health and good shape.
Now, another area of contention is cost control. What do you think about people who say that Formula One is getting too expensive?
I think there's not a team in the pit lane that doesn't feel that costs should be contained or reduced. I think the difficulty is how you contain those costs, whether you do it through financial governance or whether you do it through better control of regulations. The biggest cost drivers are our technical regulations, and in our opinion at Red Bull we believe that more focus should be placed on the regulatory side as opposed to trying to police something in the aftermath of what has happened.
Now, one of the big changes that's happened in Formula One to Formula One teams over the last few years is the change away from physical testing towards a massive increase in the use of telemetry and data. What do you think about this? How's this affected the way that you run the team?
Well, as track testing has been limited, it's put an absolute emphasis on track time. So that track time that we experienced during our Grand Prix weekend has to be analysed fully, and over recent years, and particularly this year with a new partnership with AT&T, we've put a large link between factory and trackside communications. So engineers back in the UK are looking at telemetry in real time. They're following their components that they may have designed through the whole process for them being run on the car, and we live off data and instantaneous data, and how we correlate that data with some of our other tools, whether it be the simulator or wind tunnel. So yes, there's a key emphasis on being able to move data quickly between a remote location and our operational base in the UK.
Christian Horner, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
For more on this, please go to ft.com/F1.